What is going on, everyone? Happy Friday. You made it to the goddamn weekend. Congratulations. And we've got some ATS bets for you here on Hammer ATTS, presented by Betfred Sports. Krabs Bets here with my guy, Ian MacMillan here. How we doing, Ian? How we
Doing very well.
Good.
We improved slightly from the first week of the show, so we just got to improve a little bit every single week. So what we hit 3 last week, so we got to hit 4 this week. That's the goal.
Hey, we set the bar low. We start the first week, we hit 2, not good, right? Last week we hit 3. We're getting there. We're getting better every day, okay? And chats, as we have people come in here, I dug in a little bit this week. I spent some time. I'm tired of getting washed, but my guy Ian over here, he's wiping the floor with me. He's hitting, twice as many than me every week. I'm bringing my A game this week, okay? And I've got some plays I really like. So we'll run it back like we did last week, hopefully with more winners this time, okay? 3 tiers. We got the Thor tier, tier 1, with our favorite play, obviously. And then we got a couple sledgehammer plays and then a bunch of mallet plays in tier 3. That's our least confident, but still like those. We'll have a couple of those, and that's where we'll start. Okay, we'll save the good ones for the end. That way you guys get to stick around, hang out with us for a little bit here. Why don't I get us started off with our first mallet tier? Does that work?
Yes. Let's hear it.
Let's get it going. So what I tried to do this week, I looked at games that I think we're going to see a lot of points. I looked at games that are going to have positive game scripts, betting on, running backs on teams that I think are going to be winning by a lot and running the ball a lot more, right? I tried to target my props based on what I think is going to happen in these games, and I think that should help. I really do. So let's get started here. You're going to make fun of me talking about game scripts. I love the Bucs this weekend, plus 3.5 against the Bengals. I think it's such a fucking trap spot here. So I'm all over the Bucs. I think they're going to score a ton. I also thought it was a little weird that the shortest odds for a Bucs player to score this week, it wasn't Mike Evans. It wasn't Chris Godwin. It wasn't Leonard Fournette. It was Rachaad White. And then I looked into the numbers a little bit here. I mean, last week was absolutely brutal, but you look at the carries between him and Fournette. He got 13 carries. Fournette only had 4. And White has actually out-carried Fournette in 3 of his last 4 weeks. So I think they're starting to give the rock to their better, younger running back, which is huge. And they need it because he's just simply better. And you've seen that transition start, and I think that's probably why Rachaad White has the shortest odds to score this week at consensus plus 150. Give me Rachaad White to find pay dirt. I think he helps the Bucs pull off an upset here against the Red Hot Bengals.
There you go. I don't like the Buccaneers. They're the yucks. As a Falcons fan, I hate the Bucs. And I am on the Bengals in this spot. But in terms of just purely value, I like it. Why not?
Okay. Awesome. What do you got?
My strategy this week, I try to change things up too because I had won the first week, 2 last week maybe. So my strategy was I went to the Leafs game last night and I had a few beer. So I made my picks when I got home from that with a little buzz on. So let's see if drunk Ian can do better than sober Ian. So I made these picks late last night.
Sure.
After getting home from the Leafs game. My first one, I'm going to go Chris Moore, receiver for the Texans here. Plus 260 against the Chiefs. Kind of surprising stat with the Chiefs that they are last by a mile in opponent passing touchdowns per game. They're allowing 2.2 passing touchdowns per game, which is not good, but it's good for this. And also Chris Moore last week for the Texans saw 11 targets. He hauled in 10 of them for 124 yards against the Cowboys. So if he's going to see 11 targets again this week against a team that's allowing 2.2 passing touchdowns per game, then I think this is a great spot. And obviously, Chiefs are 2 touchdown favorites. They should get up to a big lead. Maybe that'll lead to some garbage time opportunities for some Texans offensive players. So Chris Moore of the Texans plus 260 for my first pick.
I like it. I think you might have been drunk when you made that pick though. Chris Moore.
Yes, I definitely was.
But you know what? I like it, and I think it goes with the game script too. I think Chiefs go up big here. We've seen the spread move from -10 to -14. We've seen that total bump up a couple points as well. So we're getting points in this one, probably coming from the Chiefs, which means you're going to see the Texans playing from behind and trying to get points, and they're going to have to. And they're probably, the DBs are probably going to be playing some prevent D there at the end, so that should help. I like it. I'm going to go to a familiar name, a guy I took I think a week too early, and then I feel like he's been one of the best young running backs in the NFL since I brought him up, which is hilarious. My guy Zonovan Knight, Bam Knight, ATTS for the Jets, plus 110. He's got the shortest odds in the game, Ian, to find pay dirt. I found that interesting. Now we know that Zach Wilson's now filling in, so maybe that changes things up a little bit. Maybe they won't be passing the ball as much, probably not. I'll tell you what, though, this kid is absolutely electric. He had his first touchdown last week, and I think he gets another one. His carries have been going up. He's got 14, 15, and 17 in his last 3 weeks, and the Lions have given up they're the third worst rushing defense in the NFL. They're giving up 5 yards per carry, so nothing crazy he's going up against there. I still think the Jets win this game, even with Zach Wilson, and I think that helps the game script too. I think they'll give the ball to their young electric running back and see what he's got. He's been great for them. Zonovan Knight, remember the name, plus 110. Shortest odds in the game. Is that a little weird?
It's a little weird, but I get it. Yeah. Usually on this show, Krabs, before we go live, we go down what each of our picks are to make sure that we don't have any overlapping ones. We didn't this time because I had microphone issues that I had to figure out. I had Zonovan Knight as well, but I'm not going to just give out the same pick. I'm going to pull an audible here.
Wow. Okay.
So why don't you just give me Michael Carter at 3-1? I'll just take the other Jets running back here.
Someone's got to find pay dirt.
Exactly. And even though he hasn't been getting as many carries with Zonovan Knight kind of taking over, he's still playing quite a bit of the team's offensive snaps, 50% of the snaps last week. So he's still getting time in there if you want a little bit more of a value play, plus 300 as opposed to going with the favorite Zonovan Knight. I think they're going to lean on the run game a little bit more with Mike White out. Lions are 29th in opponent yards per carry, 31st in rushing touchdowns allowed per game. They're giving up 1.5 rushing touchdowns per game. I'll pull a little last-second audible here. I'll go with the other Jets running back, Michael Carter at 3-1.
Okay, I like it. Knowing our luck, it'll probably be like the fourth string they just activated this week to find the pay dirt.
Yes.
But we will see. We will see. All right, I got another one real quick here, and then we'll finish up the Mallet Tier 3. Dalton Schultz. Dalton Schultz hasn't found the end zone the last 2 weeks for the Cowboys, but we know he's Dak's guy. We've seen his numbers it's night and day when Dak's been back feeding his guy Schultz. Although he hasn't found the end zone the last couple of weeks, I do think that changes this week at plus 200. I love the value there as well. The Jags defense, they're just not good against tight ends. If you look at last week, I mean, they played the Titans, and the Titans' number one receiver was Austin Hooper, who's not good, but he's our tight end. So they're vulnerable against tight ends. I think Dalton Schultz is going to be the guy here, and I think the Jags' rush defense is okay. They've been okay at times, so you're going to see Dak have to beat them through the air here. And I think it's going to be with his guy, Dalton Schultz, at plus 200.
I like it. I'm a big Dalton Schultz guy. So I think I picked him at least. I think I picked him in the first show. So I did not pick him this week. I obviously like it, though. I love Dalton Schultz. Awesome. I'm gonna stick in the same game. I'm going to go with the other team, though. I'm going to go Christian Kirk of the Jaguars in this spot. Christian Kirk up right around plus 185. I think the Jaguars offense is going to have a good game here because the Cowboys, their biggest strength on defense is rushing the passer, and the Jaguars actually protect their quarterback pretty well, 5th in QB sack percentage. So if they can slow down the Cowboys pass rush, they might be able to do some work through the air, especially considering they've thrown the ball on over 65% of their plays over their last 3 games. So they're going to be throwing the ball a ton, and Christian Kirk has seen over 8 targets per game this season. So he's still kind of their go-to guy through the air. So I'll take him to score plus 185. Against the Cowboys.
Love it. I think we get a lot of points in that game in general.
Yes.
Let's hope our guys come through. Okay. Let's move up. Let's move up in the world. Tier 2. All right. Sledgehammer. 2 plays each. All right. I'll get it started with a guy who lives beachfront in my head every time he plays us, and that's Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones literally turns into Patrick Mahomes when he plays the Commanders. Don't know what it is, but he's incredible against us. I think he finds the end zone with his legs at plus 320. Love what they've done with him this season, using him more as a Josh Allen type running. I think they should do it more, to be honest with you. If you look at his last 6 games, he really hasn't had more than 5 or 6 rush attempts per game, except against the Commanders, where he had 12. So you can see that's kind of in their game plan. They know that he has success. They know that we really struggle with tackling. We have ever since I've been in diapers. We never have known how to tackle. And I think Daniel Jones is going to take advantage of that, and you'll see Brian Dable kind of plan accordingly and give him the ball to run a lot more. I think he finds the end zone at plus 320. That's crazy value. I've already seen this happen. I'll be there on Sunday night. It's going to be electric at the Fed. If anyone's going to be there, let me know. Beer's on me. We're going to need a beer after Daniel Jones busts off like a 40-yard run, finds the end zone first quarter. Okay? Love that play.
All right. You like going with the quarterback touchdown.
I do. They don't hit, but I like going with them.
Yep. All right. I like it. I'm going to go with the Saturday night game here, Dolphins and Bills, and I'll go Devin Singletary of the Bills plus 170. Pretty easy handicap here. I just think if it's going to snow as much as they're saying it is going to, then I'm guessing both teams probably have to run the ball a little bit more than they usually do. So yeah. Snow Bowl means running the football. Dolphins allow over one rushing touchdown per game. Just give me Devin Singletary. I think it's pretty good value for a team starting running back to find the end zone at plus 170 in a game where you think they're probably both going to be running the football more than usual. So I'll take Devin Singletary.
Agreed. Just when people start giving up on Singletary, you see all these running backs behind them. You see they get James Cook, right? Just when everyone starts giving up on him, that's when he has his best career season. He's going through that right now. He's been great. He's been great for Josh Allen in that offense, even in the passing game too. It's been impressive to see what Devin Singletary's done for them. I think he probably finds the end zone as well. I like it. I'm going to go with maybe the grossest prop you're going to hear on this show today. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, also one of the best names in the NFL. ATTS plus 165. Look, Mecole Hardman's been the guy for this offense the last month. He's scored the last 3 weeks. He's gotten a bunch more targets and just catches in general compared to the rest of that receiving core. Well, then why is MVS's touchdown prop? Why is it the shortest out of any receiver on the Chiefs this week? I don't know. Head scratcher. Weird. I think MVS breaks one off and has one of those, legacy 60-yard bombs this week that we've seen him have with Aaron Rodgers in the past. I think we see one of those breakouts. And like I already talked about, with the spread moving from -10 to -14 and that total going up from 46.5 to 49.5, we're getting points. And we're getting points from the Chiefs here. Somebody's got to score. And I think Vegas is kind of telling. They're showing their hand here a little bit, putting his odds shorter than Mecole Hardman. Give me MVS to finally do something for this Chiefs offense and break one out at plus 165.
I like it. I'm starting him in my fantasy football playoffs here this weekend. So I'm with you. We need some MVS action.
Yes, sir. I love it.
My next one is another Saturday one. I'm realizing 3 of my 5 picks here are Saturday games, but I'm going to go J.K. Dobbins plus 220 against the Browns here. The Browns' rushing defense has not been good this season, giving up 4.8 yards per carry, 1.3 rushing touchdowns per game. And J.K. Dobbins in his return last week against the Steelers had a hell of a game. 15 carries, 120 yards, 8 yards per carry. So I think he's actually going to get probably even more carries this week for the Ravens. So at plus 220 for a guy who snapped in his return last week, I think that's a pretty good spot.
Good pick. Some banged up quarterbacks are going to have to rely on that rush game, right?
Yeah.
I'm in. I like it. Well, that wraps up the Sledgehammer tier. Now we get to the good ones. Our favorite ATS of the weekend, the Thor tier. Thor Hammer, okay? I've got one I like. It's biased. I've picked him before. I'm picking him again. I don't give a hoot. I'm wearing their team's jersey. And no, I'm not taking my guy Tress Way to find the end zone. That'd be something. If the punter gets the end zone, but I'm going my guy B-Rob. All right. Could be square, could be public, could be, it's a pick 'em, it's minus 110, whatever. It doesn't have the plus sign. I don't give a hoot. He's getting in the end zone. The Giants had the worst rush defense in the NFL. They do. They give up 5.4 yards per carry. They've given up 15 touchdowns this season. And you saw first time around, we tried to beat them on the ground. We did a pretty damn good job. I mean, he had 21 carries for 96 yards. B-Rob did his job. He just didn't find the end zone. And I think that changes this week. All this talk about Heineke. I think we try to limit the mistakes on prime time in Sunday Night Football and run the damn ball. It's pretty clear that this team has found an offensive identity finally, and it's handing the ball off. Plain and simple. And then Heineke making just an absolute legacy play to save the game when he turns into Mahomes for that one play a game because he's awesome. But the rest of the game, it's going to be B-Rob. He's finding the end zone, minus 110. Favorite play, favorite ATTS I've given out on this show so far.
Ooh.
All right, he's getting in the end zone. Also like the total going up in this game. And we always see these games go under. That's a good sign for points too. Love it.
I heard a rumor that Brian Robinson was shot. Is that true?
That is not a rumor. He was literally shot in the leg before the season. You know that.
I know that. They only bring it up 5 times.
You've heard that 7,000 times.
Correct.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, if I got shot in the leg, I probably wouldn't be running around getting tackled by 300-pound behemoths.
No.
I'd probably still be milking that. Dude's a stud. Took Keenan Allen twice as long to recover, and that dude didn't get shot. He's just soft. You got to respect it. Got to respect it.
Yes.
What do you got? What's your Thor hammer?
Yeah, I'm going extremely chalky here, but this is Thor's hammer. This is Mjolnir, so this is a big hammer it play. So I just want to win. I need to win my Thor's hammer pick. So I'm going.
Yep.
One of the chalkiest ATTS plays of the entire weekend. Dalvin Cook against the Colts. Just give me this guy to find the end zone. -150. I know it's chalky, but it has to happen. Colts are allowing 1.2 rushing touchdowns per game. The run defense has been terrible recently, allowing 5.2 yards per carry over their last 3 games. And I know you can get kind of cute and take one of the other Vikings running backs, but this is still Dalvin Cook's backfield. He played 85% of snaps last week against the Lions. Pretty much every single game this season has been at least 75% of snaps. So I know it's -150. It's chalky. But this is Thor's hammer. This is a hammer at play.
Yeah.
Dalvin Cook -150 against the Colts.
I like it a lot. I mean, he scored last week, but did not look great. I think he had a fumble too. So he's going to be running angry. He's finding that damn end zone. Love the spot for him. It's -150. Who gives a shit? It's hitting. Love it. Parlay with B-Rob, and you're good to go. Bada bing, bada boom. There's your plus money. Awesome. All right. Well, I'll be honest with you, Ian. I think this is the best run we've had and the best picks we've had. Yes. I think we're going to sweep the board, at least have more than 3 winners. At least.
Yes.
Okay. We're building it up. We'll probably have 4. We don't want to be too good. Okay. We don't want to have your expectations too high, chat. Okay. We're building it up from the grounds. We're coming with the heat. Love these picks. Parlay B-Rob with our guy Dalvin Cook on the Vikings. And this was Friday's episode of Hammer ATTS presented by Betfred Sports. Ian, have a great weekend. Good luck on your bets. All right, chat, you as well. Good luck on your bets. Left hand up. Left hand up.